How you doing? This is Rick Scott once again with another tutorial. Actually, this is going to be really like part 3 of a video series that I'm working on right now, where we're talking about karaoke tracks and making instrumentals and removing the lead vocal, creating only a track with the music and the background vocal. So as you can see here, I'm actually loading up Cubase right now. Um, I've tried to use Cubase in the past with the software that I'm using to record this video, and it has not worked. But I'm using a different microphone now, so I'm going to try this again, hoping that this does actually do what I want it to do. So I'm going to apologize in advance if by some chance this still does not work. But as you can see, for this part of the video, I'm using Cubase, one of my favorite programs. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that track. We created a track in the previous video using Audacity. We created, this is the actual music by itself, and this is the actual acapella with all the vocals, and that was done using Virtual DJ. This is what we saw in the first 2 videos. Now what we're going to do is, remember when we created this track, it had that sound, the muffled lead vocal is what we were listening to. I said we're going to do a different video for people who wanted to get rid of that. That's what this video is. Okay. So, in order to do this, let's go back and let's bring up the acapella version. I'm going to drag that into Cubase. Then we're going to drag in the instrumental version of that. And now this is the 2 that we saw on the
Think your partner is cheating on you? Learn how to catch a cheater. The new book on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Music.
Audacity track before we remove the vocals. This is what we had here. Let's play. Actually, let's make this bigger so you can see it. And let's make these bigger too so we can, know what we're working with. Widen this out a little bit so I can see things a little better. And as I do that, I can see that I didn't put this in here right. That should be there, and that should be there. Okay, now that we've done that, let's listen to what we're working with. So let's hit the play button here. Okay, as I can see already, I did not. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted the muffled one. Did I actually save that the last time? I may not have saved that. Look at that. Alright, so I gotta go back and do that first.
In 1,000,000 years,
this is actually good for you.
I never thought I'd meet someone
this is the instrument. I'm gonna get rid of that because I just want the muffled track. Let's listen to that just to make sure. Actually, there's an error there because I got Cubase open. I should have did this beforehand. I should still be able to save this though. So let's export this. I'm gonna do that. I always put, whenever I use this program, I do VBG, which stands for vocals be gone. I know how ghetto that sounds. I'm gonna create this as a WAV file. I'm gonna put it on the desktop. Let's save it. This should allow me to work with this because I can't play it back because my sound card is actually engaged with Cubase, which is, like I said before, there's always complications with using Cubase because Cubase takes up so much of your resources. So we can't really do as much as we want to do with multiple programs. You have to already have that done before you get into Cubase. So now that should be good. Should be good. Let's drag it and make sure it works. Alright, so there we go. That worked. Look at that. I can tell if you look at it. I see it. It worked.
Thought I'd meet someone.
Alright, so now I've got the actual original. I'm already looking at this. Yeah, it does. I can see what it did. Okay. Alright, so now We're gonna mute that because I really shouldn't have put that in there. All right, this is what we got. Let's listen to it to make sure it's working properly. Gonna take it all the way to the background vocals so you can hear those.
Lord, I meet someone that's perfect.
Okay, so easy peasy. Nothing really crazy complicated about this. All you gotta do is you're just gonna slice it.
Lord, I meet someone that's perfect.
Again, you can barely hear it, but for those perfectionists, all you're gonna do pretty much is where you don't see a large bump, you're going to cut it. Because you're assuming that all these little noises here, they are the vocals, the lead vocals. Let me listen to this one and see if that bump right there, should I cut it from here or should I cut it back here? Let's just listen to it to see where it actually, like what that sound is. See that? I could take that. So I can cut that. So we're going to cut it from here to here. I'm going to go do a few of these. I'm not going to go through and do the whole thing. I could do the whole thing. I'm going to be lazy. I'm not going to do that. So let's listen to that part of it. I am going to listen to a little bit of it though. So,
Lord, I meet someone that's perfect.
see how that's going now?
Can make my mind go round in circles.
Me being the perfectionist that I am, I heard that little part in there where the lead vocal is there. So I'm going to clip this so that I don't hear that again. Alright, so let's listen to it before that point.
Can make my mind go round in circles.
What I noticed is that it's also on the music track as well, so I can't really do anything with that. So, but it's not a big deal. I want to listen to these here because these look like they might be something else, you know, other than the lead vocal. So I want to listen to that and see what that is.
Like my legs.
Now see, here's a part right here where you have to figure out. I think that is just him with a different effect on his voice. So I'm going to count that as a lead vocal, and I'm taking that out. Let's listen to it again.
I can't walk around without you.
See, that's not, yeah. That part of it did not, vocal be gone section did not take that out from all that Audacity. So we're going to just cut those because I think those are vocals that you could sing as a karaoke artist. So that's all gone there. Let me see if there's anything else that, let's see what this is, make sure this is background vocals too. Because it doesn't look as strong as the other ones, so I'm thinking it may not be background vocals.
Like my heart, the rhythm bound to change without you.
Yep, so we're going to include that as lead vocals too. Those are not background vocals. Anything that does not have a harmony on it, I'm considering that to be a lead vocal, and that should go. Alright, these are going to be background, let's make sure.
When I think about you, girl, holding on.
All those are considered background vocals because it has harmony there. We're going to cut these, we know what these are. Now, there's a part of this song that is, it's got lead vocals and background vocals. I want to see how that worked.
In Arizona.
Okay, all that stuff's going to be gone. Arizona. Actually, looks like I'm actually going to do the whole song even though I didn't plan on doing the whole song. I think all that needs to go. Let's listen to what this is.
Like my legs, I can't walk around without you.
The rule of thumb, not harmony, gotta go.
Like my heart, the rhythm bound to change without you. Think about you, girl, holding on, I can't let go of you. Holding on, I can't let go of you. in you, girl. Money in you, girl. Hold in your body. Like my legs. I can't walk around without.
Now that
Hold in your body.
this is a little complicated because you got that "like my legs" part, which is a lead vocal. I'm not going to do anything with that. Let's just listen one more time now.
Hold in your body. Like my legs.
I can cut off the "hold in your body" probably.
Hold in your body.
Alright, so here's a trick. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to cut that here. Let me listen to it.
Like my legs. I can't walk around without you. Like my heart. Rhythm bound chasing danger.
I'm glad I listened to that because I was just about to cut that, realizing that it has more to it. Alright, so what we're going to do, another trick, actually. Listen to it one more time.
Hold in your body.
Okay, so we cut it somewhere in the middle. That's kind of abrupt. So what I usually do is when I do something like that is I'm going to draw a point where I can fade this out. Alright, so once again you're going to use this tool here. This is your point here, and then the point here. You're going to pull that down. So it's going to fade that. Let me pull a little more. I want to fade it so it's a smoother out. Let's listen to it.
Hold in your body.
That I can't get rid of because that's on the actual instrumental track. So, but
Rhythm bound chasing.
and that comes in a little bit abrupt. So let's try to clean that up. Maybe there's two ways you can try to do it. And try to just get rid of that little peak in the beginning.
Rhythm bound chasing danger. When I think about you, girl. Rhythm bound chasing danger. When I think about you, girl. Holding on, I can't let go of you. Holding on.
Now I want to mention something really quick, and then as we get ready to bring this tutorial to you. Now this went on much longer than I thought it was going to go. Because when I get started on something, I just get into it. So I might as well leave it running. I want to say something about this track, though. This is a track that was done by a local artist. It's obvious when you listen to the vocals. It's way too hot. They recorded the vocals way too loud. And there's parts of the vocals that actually are too loud, so they're causing distortion, pretty much. One way you can fix that is you can see I sliced like the really like big bumps here, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring them down a little bit because they're causing distortion sounds, and I really get annoyed when I hear that. I'm an artist myself. I produce music as well. Well, I used to. I don't do it anymore. But when I hear stuff like this, it really annoys me. So let me just listen to that again. It's still too freaking. It's still like really too loud. Bring it down a little more. Might not be able to do anything about that.
Holding on, I can't let go of you. Holding on, I can't let go of you.
They really record that too loud. Really record that too loud. But anyway, alright, so in this video I showed you how to cut the sounds out that you want to get away from. I showed you how to fade out a clip if it sounds abrupt. And I just showed you basically how to bring down a distorted part of the song. Now, I'm sure if you're familiar with Cubase, you know how this works. But if you're not, I'll just show this real quick. So this song now will be ready for me. I'm ready to do it. Ready to wait, make it into a MP3 file, whatever I'm going to use. So the last thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the end of the track where the track fades. You see the track fades actually right here. There's a little more of it in the recording. So I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. Don't really have to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Then you want to put your sensor like a few seconds after the end, and then this is where it ends at. Record, copy that, and you want to paste that here. Okay, if I hit the right keys, and then you see that your bar shows you that this is where it ends. You have to do this when you're working with Cubase. If you don't do that, when you try to make the track, when you try to actually turn this into a 2-track recording or sound file, whatever you want to call it, you're not going to have everything. So you want to make sure that the 0 points are there, or at least start at 111 actually, and then it ends wherever you want it to end. Alright, and then after that, simple, going to export it, mix down, give it a name. I'm going to say, we'll call this a Calvin Instrumental RSK Cubase. Just in case I decide at some point in time I want to use this one. I already created the karaoke track. I'm going to go back through and do another video showing how to create the karaoke track. Not today, of course, but at some point in time. Alright, so there you go. That right there. Alright, this is where I'm going to save it to. I'm going to make it an MP3 file. Here's a tip though. Yeah, you're probably better off saving it as a WAV file, but you only do WAV files if you're going to do some, if you're going to do a master afterwards. I'm not going to do a master, so I'm going to make it an MP3 file, 16 bits, 44.100 KHZ, all that looks good. So we're going to make this file now. So let's export it, and now it's exporting. And while it is exporting, I want to thank you for watching this video. Also want to remind you that I am an author. Please, please, please check out my book, How to Catch a Cheater, which is available on Amazon, on Apple Music, on Audible, paperback, hardcover, whatever you want. Kindle version. It's available in all formats. Again, subscribe to my channel, like this video. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
Check out Swingopedia on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Music.